Hello, Wolfpack. This is CatTazTrophy, and today we're looking at something new, something dark, something so twisted you might just laugh a little. No, it's not the new My Little Pony. It's the latest movie, Batman the Killing Joke. Wolf is looking into the joke at the end because he didn't get it, but I'll tide you over because I'm smarter than him.
This joke makes no sense. Ugh!
See what I mean? So, it opens up with a 30-minute movie about Batgirl. Yes, Batgirl is starting this movie. It's about how she's been with Batman for 3 years now and may start to have feelings for him. The duo tries to stop a robbery of the antagonist of the Batgirl backstory, Paris Franz, and they fail. Paris gets away, they lose what he was stealing, and Batgirl for some reason starts to obsess over stopping him. Batman doesn't want her on the case and fears she'll get too attached to stopping him, which happens anyway.
I'm back. Where are we?
The first movie.
Ooh, Batgirl trying to stop Paris. So after that failed chase, we see Paris meets with his uncle, complaining about how his men aren't the best or brightest. The uncle doesn't give a shit, and gives him one last chance, otherwise they'll become distant relatives. So Paris decides to rob a bank using high-tech hacking devices to get in through a rear entrance. Funny thing is that it's his uncle's bank. While trying to leave, Batgirl interrupts them and takes out his two goons. Okay, I know how this will play out. He'll fight and she'll beat his ass easily.
Actually, Paris manages to hold his ground against her, surprisingly. He even sprays her with some kind of knockout gas that he keeps in his pocket for some reason that takes 10 seconds to fully kick in, and it smells like cherries. Batgirl fails and begins to brood about. Batman brings her coffee. It's kind of dumb. I mean, he never got coffee for Dick Grayson.
Where did he even get that coffee from?
Give me a triple. Now.
Who knows?
Anyways, Paris later takes all the money from his uncle's offshore accounts, only to get attacked by assassins sent from his uncle a few seconds later. He and Mr. British accent that comes and goes escape and become the distant relatives. Paris later toys with Batgirl, leading her on a scavenger hunt via iPhones. What's her prize?
The book prize at the end.
No, it's not a book prize. Instead, she finds the corpse of the mob boss and gets attacked by his bodyguards. She gets pinned down until Batman, of course, saves the day, entirely off screen. Why? We want to see Batman fighting in a Batman movie. Anyways, Batman is a sexist hero as the two are not even close to being equals, but are still partners.
Don't forget they just drives off without any kind of goodbyes. Barbara tries to call Batman to talk about their now complicated relationship, until Paris surprise attacks Batman when he was at the docks looking for Paris. Wow, 2 missiles and the Batmobile just blows up easily. And it was actually kinda nice to see that. Sure, it shouldn't really happen in a Batman movie, but it shows that he's not immune to everything. He even gets stabbed by a wooden stake and is wounded, leaving Batgirl to save him. Only for her to release her rage out on Paris.
Plus, Batman isn't immune. He's Batman. He's the Chuck Norris of the DC universe. But Wolf does raise a point. He is kind of human more in this movie. This is the second time she vents out her anger also. Earlier, when hearing the news, she just straight up assaulted a guy who was complaining about needing space in his relationship with his clingy girlfriend. I'm surprised he doesn't just sue her. Because she went too far when beating up Paris Franz, she decided to stop being Batgirl because being a superhero was too hard for her. And that's the end of the Batgirl movie. Now we actually get to the Killing Joke, the real movie. And it opens up with, of course, Nightmare Fuel.
Yep, bunch of dead people killed by the Joker. Harvey Bullock is also more useful than Jim Gordon throughout the entirety of this film. Batgirl gets a quick, pointless scene of being objectified as a woman, only for the movie to go to Jim and Batman entering Arkham Asylum.
One lame Two-Face cameo later, we enter Cell 0801. or August 1st, the day the movie came out for iTunes. Ha ha ha, fourth wall joke. Batman tells the Joker about his relationship with him, which is weird because it seems like he's actually in love with him or something. Turns out the Joker is long gone and Batman was confessing to a stand-in who had a creepy smile while in the shadows.
The real Joker is at an amusement park in which the owner can't even recognize one of the biggest serial killers of all time. And of course he dies. But not before a flashback of the Joker's tragic home life in which he failed to support his wife, which was actually emotional. You can really feel for the Joker's low financial situation and his desire to help his wife.
The Batcave scene is entirely pointless, unless you count making Joker references on his computer screen. Jim Gordon, looking a tad like Mr. Rogers, is then kidnapped by the Joker, while the Joker shoots Barbara in the waist, all with a creepy smile on his face. Seriously, these are creepy, but one of the best parts of the movie, actually.
Flashback 2 occurs, and it's with Joker helping two mob bosses rob a card store located next to Ace Chemicals. That's the worst business location ever. I wonder if they have a sign that reads something like, "Warning, chemicals may seep into building." Gordon is then sent on a train towards madness by the Joker, while Barbara gets a visit from the worst doctor ever. He pokes her feet 3 times and concludes, she won't be able to walk again.
The train ride stops momentarily for Joker to ask Gordon a question. What would he do to someone who constantly breaks the law and brutalizes his fellow man? Gordon replies, "I'd throw the book at him." Thankfully, Joker's entire plan rested on Jim saying just that quote. Then he just resumes the ride of the tunnel of mind rape alongside a random song number while showing Barbara naked and bleeding out on photos on weird-ass screens.
Flashback 3, and we see that Joker runs into some bad luck. His wife is now dead. The goons are actually sorry for his loss, but won't let him back out just yet. Sucks that he just had to work with the bipolar goons of Gotham. In the present, Batman is entering mob territory, beating up random thugs off the streets, and, I'm not lying, talking to prostitutes for information on the Joker's whereabouts. All of which fail to give him anything, until the Joker just sends the police an envelope for Batman, giving his entire position away.
Before entering the circus, the final Joker flashback comes and we see how everything went south for him. Security guards find Joker and the bipolar goons of Gotham breaking in, shoot at them without asking questions, and kill the 2 goons, while Batman scares Joker into falling into the chemicals. In the present, Batman goes to the amusement park and fights the circus freaks, killing 2 of them, one by suffocation, the other by throwing him in a pit of spikes in order to get him off his back. And I thought Batfleck was dark. Gordon isn't actually broken, surprisingly, and Batman goes after the Joker. Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. He finds the Joker in a recreation of his old apartment, just with the furniture upside down. Symbolism.
Yes, an obvious metaphor for the Joker's life turning upside down in that one day. And of course, Batman wins, but doesn't beat the Joker up after beating him up and tackling him out of the window. They kind of just make up. And we get to hear the killing joke, which is not only a comparison of the relationship, but funny because of one of the inmates thinking the flashlight could work as a light bridge from Portal 2. And they just laugh the night away, and the end.
All except for a pointless post-credits scene of how Oracle is independent, even though the entire movie has her shown as an emotional teenager who's not independent and very needy of Batman. My rating is a 5 out of 10. Not as good as the comic book, but the Joker half with Mark Hamill giving an excellent performance is what makes the film good, not so much that other stuff.
I give it a 7 out of 10 for all of the action and animation it was put into. So the total score comes out as a 6 out of 10. It wasn't that bad, but there were some things that didn't make it as good as it could have been. And I guess that's the end of the review. Something we didn't address, Mr. Elephant in the Room?
You know what I'm thinking of. It's the scene that everyone hates.
What are you talking about? We're talking about the entire movie.
I'm talking about the sex scene between Batgirl and Batman.
Damn it. I wanted to avoid that. Yes, in the movie there was a sex scene between Barbara and Batman. It's pointless to the entire movie and may have ruined the entire thing as a whole. It served no purpose because Batman already had an emotional connection to her, but apparently sex is the only way to get a man to notice a woman. Batgirl even says that the sex was meaningless after, so it's completely pointless of a scene.
Calm down, Wolf. Just let it go.
But it ruined the entire film. Batgirl beats up Batman, then just kisses him and then takes it off her top. And then the camera pans up to a gargoyle of Satan who's getting rock hard watching it. I hate it and always will because it ruined the relationship between Batman and Barbara. A strong relationship through the comics just because they were partners in crime, not in the bed. Now I'm going to forget that scene for the rest of my life.
We'll see you later.